This is the Arlington Northwest Memorial Display at the Peace Arch in Blaine. And this is a joint project of Veterans for Peace in Seattle and Veterans for Peace in Bellingham, and also the Evergreen Peace and Justice Community, which is a neighborhood peace and justice group located on the east side of Lake Washington. And this is a traveling display that has a marker across for every one of the U.S. troops who have died in Iraq since the invasion in 2003. And the current number is 3,462. And this is an interactive display. People can stop by, and we have a book with the names of all of those who've died in Iraq since that time, and people can fill out name placards and affix them to the crosses, and then we laminate them and put them on permanently. It's a powerful thing. These are kids, a lot of 19, 20, 21, 22, 25-year-olds. Yeah, these are our kids right here. We have a sign over there that lists the number of Americans dead, along with the number of dead from the coalition, and in there we include the figure of 655,000 Iraqis, which is a very approximate figure. Nobody really knows how many Iraqi citizens have died since the Americans invaded in 2003. And the figure of 655 is also an old figure, so we don't really know. But the magnitude of Iraqi deaths is just enormous, and these markers and crosses here just are pale in comparison to the number of Iraqi citizens who have died. Veterans for Peace feels very strongly that this invasion was illegal and immoral, a preemptive attack on preemptive invasion of another country is not just warfare. It's not justified. It's not to any purpose. And we have ruined that country. We have ruined it.
There's no stories, but found when strength no more is, no foe shall stay one night, no alone fight. One wedding, be a pilgrim.
My son, Corporal Jonathan Santos, was killed in Iraq on October 15th, 2004. And whenever I hear that there's an exhibit with his name on it, I have to come see. I have to come see. From the day, even before it started, I have been against this war in Iraq because we needed to have the consensus of countries all around the world. And for us as a nation to invade the country of Iraq and to hurt not only the people of Iraq, but to lose our sons and daughters is just wrong. There is a better way, and we've got to find it, and it has to be sooner than later. Because I came to this exhibit for the first time last year searching for my son's cross, or this cross with my son's name on it. And a year later, there's more than 1,000 others who have been killed. And it hurts as much today as it did when the officers knocked on the door to tell us that our son, my son, was killed. It doesn't go away. Beyond painful. Beyond.
There are many, far too many, when our nation collectively forgets the invasion of Iraq was both immoral and illegal, fabricated around lies and deceptions and distortions, and supported by an undercurrent of militaristic Christianity. We forget that this administration cooked the intelligence books and willfully deceived the American people. We forget this administration opened the door both for torture of prisoners and the shrinking of civil liberties and rights of citizens. We forget that this administration has illegally and blatantly undertaken extensive spying and harassment of American citizens. We forget that our official national security policy now affirm that free markets, free trade, and free enterprise are the standard for justice in the world. Indeed, one of the first actions of our Iraqi occupation was to impose an entirely new economy on those we conquered. To slash taxes, to curtail the rights of unions to organize and strike, remove restrictions on foreign corporate ownership, got the public sector and privatize state industries. It is a policy of despair intended to create fear and anxiety necessary for economic slavery. We forget Iraq is the economic model that this administration would like to impose on the world, and yes, on our own nation.
You know, every time we set it up, it's a very moving and poignant experience for the people who stop by and participate in it. And I think of all the things we do that make a statement about how wrong this war is, this is the one that really speaks to people where they can feel it. And so this is bringing an awareness of the war to the general public where we set it up, and more the public really is very much aware and very much supportive of what we're doing, and it becomes a place for them to stop, participate, grieve.